Surprise! A new video from Star and Flurry. Nance here. Hi, all. Welcome, all of you, back, or welcome if this is your first visit. I appreciate it. I'm here to talk about a few things, a correction, and, well, not a correction. Well, yeah, a correction. And then some upcoming news. Knock wood. Knock lucky wood, which I don't have. Oh, I do it there. Oh, right here. Lucky wood right there. So, first things first, new do. Thank you very much. Fresh from the Pala, fresh from the salon. And I love it. She just kind of, I said, just put it back to where it was. And that's what she did. And as usual, I got scolded for not coming in sooner, which is my life story. This is fly away, then go away. Um, but that's okay. I love her. Her name is Jenna, and she's just as sweet as can be. And I found her through a friend of mine who, well, not her, but I found the salon she works at through her, and took because you can make an appointment with a specific person or say whoever, and I got whoever, which happened to be a new woman working there, and she is she's a doll, just best ever. And I'm so thankful because it took me a long time after I moved from Portland to find somebody here that I trusted. And I was in Portland enough that it was just easy to I feel like I'm off center here. It was super easy to just go to Portland whenever, I mean, not when I needed a haircut, but when I went to Portland, I would get a haircut. It made it very easy. And I miss the woman that cut my hair there because she did such a fabulous job. But I'm very excited to have found someone on this side of the Cascades. It makes my life a little easier and my hair a little better during the severe winter months when I can't get over the pass. So what else was I going to say? So my correction is I did a little thing on my last thing about the Ravens Dream Tarot, and I was going on and on about. You can move these. I was going on and on about the aces. Like there were 4 cards that particularly stood out to me, and it was the aces, and I started to show them. And I remember while I was doing it, while I was showing them, I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't get what it was that I was so excited about. And I just chalked it up to looking at it through the camera and that it wasn't visually as strong as it had been in real life, and that was the deal. But then when I got done with the entire video, I went back and looked at the cards and I realized it wasn't the aces, it was the tens. And that's what made it so remarkable. I mean, aces are always remarkable, or should be in most decks. Well, they just are in most decks. But the tens are not always the most remarkable. They're often the most dreaded. And so I remember being so surprised that the tens were so beautiful and lovely in this particular deck. So I'm back here to show those because they deserve their due. And my apologies to MJ Cullinan for not getting it right the first time. So let me get them in order of the way I like to present these things, which is wands, cups, swords, and pentacles. So, and I was going to read the descriptions. I'm going to leave that to you if and when you decide to get this deck. Let me refresh your memory. These are the backs. Gorgeous. And the box, which I had a person recommend that I should always show the box if I'm able. MJ Cullinan. Am I pronouncing that right? I hope I am. Cullinane. Backs are beautiful. And the thing that I was remarking about this particular deck the last time I was here was that as compared to her other decks, this is just so much softer and flexible. And for an Oracle sized tarot deck, to have it softer, it has kind of a rose petal finish, but they move pretty easily against each other. And the fact that they're so soft just makes all the difference. Anyway, so let's look at these cards. So these are these are the tens. So this is the 10 of wands. I feel like I have to read the book. I do, with this one particularly, because it's just so freaking beautiful. If I can find it quickly, so I'll know. Okay, there it is. 10 of wands. And I'm sorry I'm reading, but I'm going to read. Deep within a dream. This whole is kind of a narrative in a way. It's not a story, so much as it's a description of what the raven is going through. And oh my God, I have to tell you this that I got this deck, and like a day later, I was hanging out in my dining room, and all of a sudden it was just this flap, flap up on, this black bird landed on my neighbor's roof, and I'm like, is that a raven or a crow? It was very quiet. So I was almost positive it was a crow. And then I remembered when I was looking up, I was trying to describe to a friend of mine because they said, what is the difference between a crow and a raven? And I looked it up and I found a great quote, and I'm going to totally botch it, but the quote was something to the effect of, a crow has a beak has a raven. In other words, the beak on the raven is much bigger than the beak on the crow. And you could also, when they're in flight, you can tell very easily by their tail. But the way this one was flying, I didn't get a good rear view. But this one, when he turned around, he just had this big old the beak, and I was like, "Oh, that's a raven!" And he just stood there, so uh, just kingly almost. It was kind of cool. He stood there and just kept his eye on the neighborhood for a little while. It was very cool. Anyways, so this is I don't want to actually I haven't read it sequentially, so I don't know if it's actually a story, but it's just beautifully written. It's beautifully written. So about the Ten of Wands. If I could do both at the same time, get them in the light and hold it. Deep within the dream, the raven envisioned a lustrous net submerged in the water, seemingly brimming with fish, with visions of a grand feast lasting for days. It dove down, intending to haul the net to the shore. Yet the dream twisted. A multitude of fish began to morph and meld into one another. In the blink of an eye, I keep looking up to make sure I've got the card center. In the blink of an eye, the net no longer housed a school of fish, but a colossal whale. Even though the situation defied reality, the raven, being in the throes of the dream, doggedly continued to yank at the net, wrestling to hoist the enormous creature from the watery depths. Then an octopus appeared, as if the whale wasn't enough. Its tentacles reached out, wrapping around the whale and pulling it back toward the sea. The raven's task now escalated from merely impossible to utterly surreal. Yet it stubbornly, sorry, I have to change pages, and I got to drop the card for a second. Um, Yet it stubbornly persisted, matching each tug of the octopus with an equally determined pull. Just as it seemed the raven was gaining an inch of progress, the spell of the dream broke, and it jolted awake. Rather than feeling rested, the raven woke up feeling even more fatigued than before its slumber, as if the dream's strenuous tugging battle had somehow swept it into reality. Isn't that beautiful? And I gotta say, reading those words was just exactly what it was like pulling my brain out of the work freaking net I was in. It took years to get my brain, and I've talked about this before, but let's say it again, to get my brain to off gas all this stress and this heavy burdens of having having so many people, special event people, rely on you to make their thing happen perfectly. It's an incredible amount of stress. I love doing it. I thrived on it. It made me feel so good when they came off perfectly, and almost all of them did. We had our glitches, but that's to be expected. But never a major one. And I can say in the, I don't know how many years I did did the banquet event part of it, but it was a lot, many. And I can honestly say that there was not a moment where we ever had to refund anybody or major apology letters or anything like that. It was, stop that, thumb, go away. Um, it was just we did our jobs and we did it well, and my crew and but the crew that I worked with did their job and did it well. Remarkable people. In fact, my head guy, I ended up being the GM of our biggest restaurant for many years. He was awesome. All while he was going to all he was going to get his master's degree in business. Thank you very much. He's a cool guy. And I was so proud that he was on our crew. It's so thankful because he was so good. Anyways, and so so what this says is the Ten of Wands is frequently associated with the feeling of being burdened. This could result from taking on too much responsibility, trying to do everything at once, or refusing to delegate tasks. I had an issue with that a little bit. Hard work and responsibility. This card often appears when you're working hard and carrying a heavy load. While the effort you're putting in is commendable, the Ten of Wands reminds you to manage your responsibilities effectively. And then it goes on. And it's just so right. So next, I won't dwell on all of these, but so this is the Ten of Cups. Oh my God, look at the rainbows and what are those? Wolves, I think, traipsing across the earth under those beautiful, beautiful roots. There's so much going on in this card. And so let me read to you briefly what this says, if I can find it kind of quickly. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 of Cups. There's the page. 10 of Cups. The raven envisioned a pair of majestic companions, perfectly aligned in symmetry. Their beaks I think. Oh, right. They're here, but they're so the ravens are here and here. So okay, just so you can see that. Oh no, I can't. I have to do it this way. can't can't do this right and left-handed at the same time. Okay. The raven envisioned a pair of majestic companions, perfectly aligned in symmetry. Their beaks interlocked to form a sturdy bridge, providing the woodland creatures a safe passage across the vast ravine. Within their beaks clasped roots from the colossal communal tree reached into the water below, siphoning life-sustaining nourishment. This cyclic exchange kept the tree vibrant and lush, shaping a sanctuary of comfort and protection amidst the wilderness. The Ten of Cups often the Ten of Cups often symbolizes complete emotional fulfillment and happiness. It's a card of joy, harmony, and contentment in your relationships, often within the family or home environments. I just think this card is remarkable. I love it. 10 of Swords. This is probably, well, no, it isn't. This is my second favorite. Look at those bees. Oh my gosh. Stunning. 10 of Swords. Okay, let's dig her out here. 10 of Swords. In its dream, the raven found itself, journeying through an ominous forest alongside its mate when they inadvertently encountered a hostile swarm of yellow jackets. Aware that the aggressive swarm could not pursue both birds simultaneously, the raven's mate proposed they diverge paths. At this moment, the raven discerned its mate's foresight. The path they had embarked upon was fraught with danger, a fact its mate knew all too well, and it had premeditated an escape route well before this lethal encounter. Painful endings. See, now I still struggle with that because I think the Ten of Swords is endings. In fact, when I made my tarot deck, my Ten of Swords was 2 champagne glasses clinking. It's like over, and that's good. In many ways, to me, it's like the Tower. It's the ending of a cycle. It's the beginning of something new. It's a rebirth. So, but I just this card to me is just so striking, especially that moon in the background. Holy mackerel, and the raven flying there. Oh, Jeebus, it's just beautiful. And then my favorite is the Ten of Pentacles. Look at that, that beautiful pine cone. It's just it's just gorgeous. And the Ten of Pentacles reads briefly. In its dream, the raven discovered an impressively large pine cone, a potential seed for a future shelter that could be a haven for generations. The bird ferried its treasure to an optimal location, which it discerned would be most conducive to growth. With diligent work in anticipation of a prosperous future, the raven set about its task, confident that its investment of time and effort would reap substantial rewards in due course. Absolutely gorgeous. So this deck, Oh my God. I mean, honestly, when I was pulling these cards out, as I'm pulling them out of the full deck, I'm realizing there's a million other cards that are just freaking amazing. And so I am not being sponsored by this person in any way, shape, or form. I know her decks, and I've not been particularly fond of many of them, but this one just is worth it. If you're interested in this deck, I don't think you'll be disappointed in it. Buy responsibly, but I don't think you'll be disappointed in it at all. So the other thing I wanted to say is that I just received Krista from Krista Chronicles. Received her. And I should have gotten the name of it before I did this. Something the Rose Ephemera. Something. I'll put the link down below. These are the backs. Beautiful, beautiful peonies. But it's a gorgeous deck. I'm so excited I got it. It has a beautiful guidebook that goes with it. So it has and the collage artwork is just simply stunning. It's not overwrought with a lot of visuals, which I really appreciate. It's just um, they're just beautiful. Look at this little man at the back there. Oh God, it's just yeah. And thank you, Krista, for putting the guidebook in alphabetical order. All of us who are guidebook fussy are very excited that we don't have to hunt for all of these meanings. Or, again, you can always, this is an oracle, you can read it as you see fit, but to me, I always appreciate the guidance of the author, because I feel what they have put into it is worth something and worth honoring. Oh my God, this deck. I mean, look at that. See that card? Holy mackerel, look at that. Beautiful. Ugh. Krista, hit it out of the park, dear. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Um, and it is on a gorgeous linen cardstock. And again, thank you, Krista, for that, because yes, I'm thinking I'm really enjoying seeing more and more creators take the time to put this stuff on cardstock that will last and is workable. And I know Lisa Pepez has talked a lot about putting her new Unicorn's Journey on a linen black core cardstock, and thank you, we appreciate it, and I'm willing to spend more for that. So I so appreciate it. So the other thing is, on my last video, I mentioned, I think, that somebody had reached out to me regarding doing a live stream, and I was a little nervous about it and wanted some opinions. And I can honestly say that every single person who responded said, "Do it. Don't be an idiot." Well, they didn't say "don't be an idiot," but they inferred that. So they were like, "Yes, do it. Absolutely do it." So I just want to let you know I reached back out to the person, and it is now in their hands. I'm hoping that I'll be with his channel at some point. I'll let you know all the details when it comes up. Wish me well. Like I said, I will be sure to let you know way ahead of time when that's coming up, and so we can do a live. It'll be fun. Okay. I just wanted to think I was gonna bring up, but I think it's too. I think it's never you're talking for 20 minutes, and yeah, it's yeah. What I want to talk about, it takes way too long, so I'll wait until the next video to bring that up. Thanks for coming by. Thanks for listening to my corrections and my um, reading of the Raven Dreams Tarot guidebook, because I just love that deck. And it's such a beautiful addition to my current lineup of decks that I'm using. So I'm so thankful it's there. Thank you, MJ Cullinan, for this beautiful deck. All right. Thanks for stopping by, everybody. We'll see you soon, and I'll keep you posted. Star and Flurry out.